Hey y'all, it's Pops and Nana Cooper at LivingCooper.com. Good boy Pops and Nana made. Check it out. We upcycled some aluminum tubing and some banners from a defense contractor. We'll go on name. And we made some cot bunk beds. These are Murphy style. They fold up when not in use, and then they're down when they are in use. So right now, we're going to show you how they operate, how we can raise them up and down. Let's go. So all you need is a 3/16 wrench. We'll loosen up the girth rail like that, and we'll just give it a little twist, just kind of hold it from flopping around. Now that we got our rail down, we're going to loosen up these two on top. Just give them a little bit, so they're a little bit loose there. Now we're going to loosen up this one, and the same thing on the other end. We're going to loosen up these two on the top, just a smidge, and then we're going to loosen up these two down here, just a smidge, like that. Now we're going to come back over here. We're going to loosen this. This is our pivot point. That's our pivot point. And then you can't see the other side, but I'm going to do the other side. Same thing, it's just a pivot point. And now this bed's ready to come up. Just like this. We'll swing this leg over, and then we'll swing this leg over, just like that. We'll raise the bed up. Now we'll lock this side in, just like that. Now, that bunk is up. Now we're going to go down here and do the neck bunk. Same. We're going to loosen up these tops for our support legs, and then loosen up the bottom of our support legs and our ladder supports. And this one, like that. Pivot points. And up we go. Swing our support legs over. Do just a little turn. Support leg and ladder over. Do a little turn. Up we go. Retighten our pivot point. There's bunk 2. Now we'll come down to the bottom bunk. Same thing, our little feet on this one. Not the support leg. Well, I guess it is a support leg. Loosen up our little pivot points, just like that. Up we go, turn over our feet, a little twist, up we go, lock in our pivot points, just like that. So here you go, here's the Murphy fold up cot bunks, fold it up. This is perfect. So now we got all this floor space in here. Anna uses this room sometimes as a sewing room, so she has room now to put her sewing machine, her sewing table and stuff in here. And then we also use this room sometimes for exercise room. So now we got floor space to do that with these folded up. Keep watching. I'm going to show you how I built them, and then I'm going to show you how to set them back up. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my pieces. So I'm using the Shaper 3D iPad CAD app, and you can see on here that I have designed the frame of the bunk system on here. And from this, I was able to generate a cut list. And so a list of my parts, my fittings, my pipes, and my cut list for my pipes. So I'm going to go down. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark all my pipes to where they need to be cut. And then we're going to go to the chop saw and I'm going to cut them up. So let's start laying these out. Alright y'all, we're cutting this aluminum pipe and it's going to be loud. We're using a regular chop saw to do that. It's going to be loud, so safety first. Hearing protection, or I'm going to use my AirPods that have noise canceling. They work great. Safety glasses, chunks of aluminum flying, aluminum dust, safety glasses, dust mask, aluminum dust, particles flying, and gloves. So the end's going to be hot, pipe's going to be hot and sharp when we're cutting it, so we want to wear some gloves. So remember that, safety first. Let's do this. Now that we got everything cut, we got to get all the burrs off of it. You can see where we cut it, all this kind of stuff. We got to get all that off of it. And I got this Central Machinery sander that I'm going to use, cheapy sander from Harbor Freight. Same thing, safety first. Dust is going to be flying. So I'm going to use the sander on the outside, and then I got a rat tail file to do the inside. There we go. I got the outside sanded on all the ends. Now I got to use a little rat tail file and do the inside. So I'm not going to make y'all suffer through that. We got all of our pieces cut to length. We're ready to assemble this thing. We're going to move all this stuff inside to the room where we're going to put it together, and we're going to start assembling this thing. Now keep watching. Okay y'all, we're going to get started, I guess, pre-assembling or assembling this thing. We're going to put it together, but then we're going to take it down because we're going to put some boards across here to mount it to. We're going to line all that up. Plus, we kind of want to set it up and see how things line up on the wall. That way we'll be able to lay out where we need to put all of our flanges, our brackets, where we need to put our mounting boards at. So let's get started putting this thing together. Oh, one of the great things about these speed rail systems or new rail, depending on a brand, there's several different brands is, that's all you need to put together right there. That's it. An Allen set screw goes in, a pipe goes in, Allen set screw, locks it into place. And that's all you need. But we will be using lag screws to mount it to the actual ledger boards that we put on. All right, let's go.
So easy a caveman can do it?
It's so easy I can do it. Let's go.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is set up the wall post frame. So the frame that's going to go around the whole outside of this thing. Let's get these out, kind of lay them where we want them. Now the wall frame is complete. So then we're going to stand that up now. Okay, y'all, we got the wall frame up, wall post frame, whatever we're calling it. And like I said, we're going to have 3 ledger boards, one at the bottom, one here in the middle, and then one at the top. Okay, y'all, I got the bottom ledger board in, and I changed my mind how I'm going to do this, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and put the long sides of the frame in, right? Or what I'm calling long sides. I guess I should say the wall sides of the bed frame in, and kind of tie all the frame together a little, make it a little sturdier. And then I'm going to go ahead and lift it up, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the top ledger board where the top ledger board needs to be. And then once I get that done, that way it'll kind of be hanging, and it should line up at the bottom. Should, if I got my measurements right. We'll see what happens. So it'll kind of be hanging a little bit, and then we'll be able to put the middle ledger board in and kind of, I guess, bolt it or screw it all together temporarily. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to grab, just like some screws, lathe screws or something, just to kind of temporarily hold the frame onto the ledger boards while I kind of get everything laid out. And then I'll come back and put the lag bolts in so that it'll be a permanent installation, I guess, if you will. All right, y'all keep watching. Let's put these frame pieces in. So I got all the wall sides of the frame in, and so it kind of really tightened it up and helped give it some strength and stability while I put these ledger boards in. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some blocks under it, I guess. Whatever I need to do to get this kind of smashed up against the ceiling as high as it can go. And then once I get that as high as it can go, I'll get that ledger board and put in up there, and then I will come down to this middle ledger board there. And then hopefully by that time, the bottom will be up and lined up. Everything will kind of be lined up, and I can go ahead and mount those. I'll keep watching, and let's put these other ledger boards in. Well, we got the ledger boards put in, and I got them painted for us. Got those all taken care of. So now we're going to move on, and we're going to mount our frame to the ledger boards. All right, y'all, we got all of our flange mounts on. Now we're ready to put the frame back on the flange mounts, so everything should be square and ready to go. So we're going to put this back on, and then we're going to start building the bed frames. All right, y'all, the frame is mounted. It'll hold me. I'm sure it'll hold the grandkids. Well, it's time to get started building these bunks. There's 3 separate bunks. Come on in here and take a look, and let me show you how they're laid out. So here's my little diagram, and we're going to start with probably the top bunk and then work down. And the top bunk is basically, it's just the frame, the rail, and then this little ladder section that's going to be right here. So that when it folds up, it's going to look something like this right here. So it's going to have the ladder section and the rail, and they're going to kind of fold into themselves, into the frame of into the bed frame. And then the next will be the middle bunk, and it'll basically be the bunk, and then this ladder section. Oh, I forgot to mention the support legs too. This support leg will be incorporated into the top bunk, and this support leg will be incorporated into the bottom bunk. And it will look something like this when it's folded up. And then the last section will be the bottom bunk. And the bottom bunk will have these little feet on them, and when it folds up, it'll look something like this, where those feet are at the top. And here's the middle bunk with the ladder, and the top bunk with the side rails. Okay, so to do this, I want to make sure these bunks are evenly spaced. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure between each of these rails, between the bottom and this bunk, the middle bunk, and then between the middle bunk and the top bunk, and then between the top bunk and the top rail. I'm going to take those 3 measurements and average them, basically add them together, divide by 3 to get the correct spacing. And I'm going to do this on both ends of the bed because there might be a little bit of a difference from this side and that side, even though I tried to get everything level, but when you tighten these things up, they don't always tighten up straight. So I'm gonna get it on this side and on that side, and then whichever is the smaller number will probably be what I'll go with. So let's do that now. Let's measure that. Once I measure that, then I can space these out. And again, I'll put a level on them and try to level them out again as best I can. And then once we do that, then we can move forward with the assembly of each bunk, right? So let me get those measurements, and then we will do the averages and figure out and set everything where it needs to be. All right, so we got the same 28 on both sides, which is what we expected, which is good. So now, all I gotta do is take my little Allen wrench, loosen them up, and get them to 28, essentially 28. It was technically 28.08333 to infinity, so we're just calling it 28. So we'll get all three rails with 28-inch separation between each one, and then we'll be able to start building these things. So now that we got all these frames evenly spaced and level, we can go ahead and start with this top bunk. Let's do that. Top bunk is done, but we can't really test it until we get the other ones in because they stack on top of each other. So next we're going to do the middle bunk. There you go. There it is. The cot bunk frame is mounted. Pretty cool. Now we're going to fold them all out, set them out, and make adjustments where adjustments need to be made. Keep watching. Let's go. The frame is done, and as you can see, it's. I think my grandkids aren't going to have any problem at all with this thing. It's pretty sturdy.
And you clear the
Pretty
ceiling
sturdy.
fan.
We're clear of the ceiling fan. That's true. All right, y'all. We're going to work on taking our fabrics and laying out our cot bunk. I don't know what they call that piece on the cot. Do you?
Cot.
The cot fabric. Cot mat. I don't know. Whatever they call it. That's what we're going to work on next. Okay, y'all, we got all of our cot beds cut, bed fabric cut, and hopefully, because we kind of went for it, we'll see. So this was Rev 1 and 2 right here, and we made some additions, so that's that one. And this is Rev 3, and we kind of made it upside down, but that's okay. There's still the corners, there's still an issue here. This was Rev 4. This was the way we wanted it, the way it should be. Problem I had was the corner cutouts, armpits, as Nana calls it, was messed up. So that was our 4 revs. So we've cut out all of our fabrics and all of our cot beds now for the final because our overall dimension was right. So we were able to cut them to their overall dimension. And this is going to be one of the extras. Okay, this is going to be another extra. And we cut the extras in case something happens to the other ones, and we'll have a replacement. So this is going to be the top bunk, and we'll have the fueling tanker with the jets trailing, getting fuel. Pretty cool. This is going to be the bottom bunk with the ship, right? Because water goes on the bottom. The other one was the top bunk. This is the bottom bunk with the ship launch the missile. This is going to be the middle bunk with the guy rappelling down. Looks pretty cool, I think. So there you go. There's our cot beds. So all I got to do is lay out where the hems go and where the sleeve, I guess, seams go together, and then where each of the armpits go. We got another, I guess, if you want to call it an extra bed. Got it all sewn. Now we're fixing to commence the battle royale and put this thing on a frame. It's a bear.
Saturday night wrestling.
Saturday night wrestling.
Wrestling.
We're in Texas. Keep watching. We're gonna wrestle this thing on here. All right, y'all, we got that bed on. And you saw that was a bear. We're gonna let this stretch for a while. And while that's stretching, we're gonna work on another bed. Okay, y'all, check it out. We got the permanent bed on the lower bunk. Pretty sweet. Nana's fixing to sew up the permanent bed for the middle bunk, and then we're gonna put it on. Okay, y'all, check it out. Bunk 2. Nana got the bed sewed. Now we're putting it on. Two down, 1 to go. Top bunk. Can't see it right now. Put the top bunk, left to go. Nana's in the bottom, I'm in the middle. Let's do this. Let's roll. there's the last bed to go on this cot. Right now we got the backup bed or extra bed, whatever, for that cot. So we're fixing to take this one off, pop that one on there. Let's do it. All right, I'm gonna show you guys how to set this back up, and then we're gonna wrap this video up. Here we go. All right, here we go. First thing we're gonna do is loosen up the pivot points. Got that pivot point. Now we'll do this other pivot point over here. Now we'll loosen up these legs a little bit. We didn't put them tight when we lifted it up. We just kind of keep them from flopping around. Put it about 90 degrees. Don't make it tight. It doesn't need to be tight. Now we'll do this other one. So it's about 90 degrees. Keep it from flopping. Set them down. Now we'll go ahead and make sure these are about 90 degrees. Set them on the floor. Good. And then lock them in place. And lock this pivot point in place. You may be saying, well, why is he locking all these things into place if it's just a pivot point? Well, the reason why is the bed will rattle back and forth if it's not locked into place. And so to keep everything tight and sturdy, that's why we go ahead and lock those pivot points into place. Make sure that's 90 degrees. Lock it into place. Lock this pivot point into place. Now let's move up to the next one. Loosen up your pivot point and this pivot point. Bring it down. Flip your leg and ladder over here. And just sit in. Just like that. And then lock this into place. Now you can hear that rattling. That's what happens when it's not locked into place. It's all loose. That's why we're locking it into place. Just like that. Now, lock our pivot point over here. There you go. Now, see how tight that is? Now you can't hear it rattling. All right, let's come over here. Get our little leg up in there. Drop that in. Lock it into place. Lock that into place. Now our pivot point. Now, nice and sturdy. You don't hear anything rattling. Let's move up to our last one. So we're going to do our pivot point. Flip our ladder over. Drop it into place. Lock it all into place. Grab our handrail. Raise it up. Alright, just like that. Now everything's locked into place. Nothing's rattling. This thing's ready to roll.
Less than 7 minutes.
There you have it. Check it out. Now I look like I'm sagging quite a bit under here, right? Well, you gotta remember this is for my grandkids, and they don't weigh near as much as I do. 8, 6, and 3, so they're not big kids. And this is perfect for them.
Pretty comfy.
Pretty comfy anyways. Let's wrap it up. Well, there you have it. There's our Murphy triple cot bunk bed.
Lots of space.
Lots
More
of
than
space.
you get in a traditional bunk bed.
Pretty cool. You get lots of space, a lot more than a regular bunk bed, like Anna said. And it's pretty comfy right now.
It's very comfy.
I thought it was comfy. It'll really be comfy for the grandkids when they're here. They won't sink down there as much as we would. And this is a great idea. Nana had a great idea. What was your idea, Nana?
Well, I know Skoolies and tiny house living and RV living is popular. This would be a great solution if you have several people you're trying to sleep, and you can fold it up when you need floor space. Turn it into a desk, make one of these a drop-down desk service, and solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, you could have the triple bunk where you put it up, or a double bunk, either way, where you put it up and then you can put it down and have another piece of plywood that might fold down over it, so it'd be a double duty bed or a desk, table,
Kitchen surface,
whatever. That's a great idea right there. I think maybe someday we'll do that. Yeah, probably not. But you never know. It's just like the Florida lottery, right?
If somebody has a Skoolie or an RV they want to get rid of.
Yeah, hit me up. All right, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully this helped you out, inspired you, gave you some ideas. And if you enjoyed our video, please give us a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, well, you can give us a thumbs down. Either way, we understand. Not every video is for every viewer. But either way, still, leave us some comments. Good comments. Bad comments, not foul comments, but bad comments and different comments, constructive criticisms, other things you'd like to see, or maybe other ideas, inspirations, tips, tricks for doing this kind of stuff that other people might like to see or hear that are watching this video. We appreciate all the comments. We try to interact with everybody, with all our viewers and commenters. Check out our social media at LivingCooper on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and now Parler. Check those out, as well as our blog over at LivingCooper.com. And last, and probably most importantly, is please subscribe. Hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you're notified next time we upload. Also, check out our other videos. We got all kinds of videos, project videos, Nana's got crafty videos, travel videos. Check them out. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Keep watching.